I'm Ari Villanueva, and this is a poem by Aras Girmay called On Kindness, which I think about often as a kind of inoculation against sadness and anger and cynicism. At the Detroit Metro Airport, with eternal hours to spare between now and my flight, there is such a thing as the kindness of the conveyor belt, who lends me its slow, strange mollusk foot as I stand quiet, exhausted, having been alone in my bed for days now, sleeping in hotels, having spent months now without seeing the faces of my family. Somehow, its slow and quiet carrying of the load reminds me of the kindness of donkeys. And this kindness returns me to myself. It reminds me of the kindness of other things I love, like the kindness of sisters who send mail wherever you are. And speaking of mail, there is the special kindness of the mail lady who says, "Hi, baby," to everyone. At first, I thought it was just to me, but now I know she says, "Hi, baby," to everyone. That is kindness. 2, there is the kindness of windows and of dogs. And then there was that extraordinary Sunday back at the house. I heard a woman screaming about how she was lonely, and so lonely she didn't know what she'd do. Maybe kill herself, she said, over and over like a parrot in a cage. A parrot whose human parent only taught it that one sentence. I looked out the window and saw her from behind. The way she flung her arms like she was desperate and being killed or eaten by an invisible predator like a tiger or a lion in the chest. And her voice seemed fogged out with methadone, I don't know, something. And I walked away from the window and sat, angry with her for screaming and sad. And not long after, I heard her saying, "Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say to me?" And a man's voice, low, I could not tell if it was kind. And she said, "I'll kill myself. I'm so lonely." And did I tell you yet that it was Mother's Day? Flowers and mothers all day long. And the woman saying, "I'm so lonely, I could kill myself," and then quiet. And the man's voice saying, "It's okay. It's okay. I love you. It's okay." And this made me get up, put my face again to the window to see my landlord's nephew outside, just hugging her so as if it were his mother. I mean, as if he belonged to her. And then, again, quiet. I left the window but sat in the silence of the house, hidden by shutters, and was amazed. When the front door of the brownstone opened up and let the tall nephew in with his sad and cougar eyes, handsome and tall in his Carolina Brooklyn swagger, I heard him start to climb the stairs above me, and my own hand opened up my own front door, and though it was none of my business, I asked him, "Do you know that woman out there?" And you know what happened next? He said, "No." The nephew said no, he didn't know the woman out there. And he told me Happy Mother's Day as he climbed the rest of the stairs. And I can't stop seeing them hugging on the street under trees. It was spring, but cold. And sometimes in the memory his head is touching hers. And sometimes in the memory his eyes are closed. And sometimes she is holding him and singing to him, "I love you. It's okay." I mean to tell you that everywhere I go, I hear us singing to each other. This way. I mean to tell you that I've witnessed such great kindnesses as this. In this, my true life, you must believe me. I mean, on a Sunday when nobody was supposed to be watching, nobody at all, I saw this happen, the two of them hugging, when nobody was supposed to be watching, but not a secret either, public, as the street, not for glory and not for a joke. The landlord's nephew ready to stand there for the woman like a brother, or a sister, or a husband, or son, or none of those at all but a stranger. A stranger who, like her, is an earthling. Perhaps this thing I'm calling kindness is more simple than kindness, rather recognition of the neighbor and the blue, shared earth and the common circumstance of being here. What remains living of the last 2 million impossible years.